Namaskar and welcome to this episode of Assam Election Watch. আমি আজি এনেকুৱা এটা বিষয় আলোচনা কৰিব বিচাৰিছো যিটো আমাৰ গোটেই আমাৰ ৰাজনৈতিক প্ৰক্ৰিয়াটোত অসমত বিশেষভাৱে গুৰুত্ব আৰোপ কৰি আছে আৰু এটা গোপনে গোপনে এনেকুৱা এটা দিশলৈ গৈ আছে যে আমি এতিয়ালৈকে ভালকে বুজিবই পৰা নাই কোন দিশত আমি গৈ আছো সেই বিষয়টোৱে হৈছে যে আমাৰ ৰাজনীতিত ক্ৰিমিনেলাইজেশ্যন বা অপৰাধীকৰণ ইমান অপৰাধী ভৰপূৰ হৈ পৰিছে আমাৰ ৰাজনীতিৰ ক্ষেত্ৰখন কিয় হৈছে কেনেকে হৈছে ক'ৰ পৰা হৈছে সেই গোটেই বিষয়বিলাকৰ ওপৰত আমি আলোচনা কৰিবৰ কাৰণে আজি আমাৰ মাজত আছে এছ'চিয়েশ্যন ফৰ ডেম'ক্ৰেটিক ৰিফৰ্মছৰ বিশেষ কৰ্মকৰ্তা শ্ৰীমতী শিৱানী কাপুৰ আৰু শিৱানী কাপুৰ হৈছে এগৰাকী এডিআৰৰ বিষয়ববীয়া আৰু তেখেতে যোৱা 15 বছৰ ধৰি পেলাই এডিআৰৰ বিভিন্ন বিষয়ৰ ওপৰত কাম কৰি আছে আৰু আমি তেখেতক আজি আমাৰ মাজত পাই বহুত আনন্দিত হৈছো Thank you very much Shivani to join for joining us and I welcome you Shivani has worked for 15 years in ADR in this sector of the work so Shivani my first question is according to ADR and National Election Watch analysis a significant proportion of sitting MLAs and candidates in Assam have criminal cases pending against them. And from my personal experience, I have started watching this election in Assam from 2008, and I found that at that point of time there was, less than 10% people with criminal record were participating in the politics. Less than 10% MLAs were there. But now it is much more than that. Why it is happening? Shivani, what is your findings on this?
Uh,
Yeah, and
Namaste.
also means I would also like to know, Shivani, sorry for interrupting. I would also like to know that the relevance of background information of candidates. How relevant it is to know the background of a candidate when before voting.
Right. Namaskar, Arif ji. Thank you for having me here today. Now coming to your question and answering to your question. So the thing is, why is this still happening? Like you said earlier, the criminal cases against MLAs in Assam were 10%. Now it has increased to 26%. I mean, based on the data available on the 2021 assembly elections data. The primary reason that I feel is basically political parties give tickets to candidate based on only and only one factor, and that one factor is winnability factor. So they want whatever candidate will be contesting election on their behalf, they have to just win that election, and based on that, this is how they decide. Now another factor why this is happening is that one is winnability. Now the second is, which is another deadly combination, that is money and muscle. So a candidate who has either money or muscle, or a candidate who has both money and muscle, they are going to get, for sure, they are going to get tickets from the political parties. And this is their only criteria. The criteria is not based on merit, credibility, honesty, integrity, or any qualification as such to be an actual maker or an actual public servant. That is what primarily politicians or political parties call themselves. They are doing public work for the public good. But that is actually not the criteria. So the criteria is winnability. Now, if you'll see, what happened when, Supreme Court, not very recently, but we can say recently, like in 2018, then in 2020, then in 2021, they not only directed, they reprimanded political parties. उनको एकदम से डांट लगाई है कि आप ऐसे कैंडिडेट्स ला रहे हो, क्यों ला रहे हो, और अगर ला रहे हो तो रीजन दीजिए. But that is not happening.
I'll go to Supreme Court issues a little later. उससे पहले मैं I would like to know means the most worrying thing is that this number is not declining. See, I remember we have started this entire process from 2001 or two, and from 2003 4 means this judgment has come, and we have started working all over the country. But in the entire process, we couldn't see that decline of the tainted politicians or the criminal record holder politicians are decreasing. No, it is
Because
increasing.
Yeah, because the reform has to come from politicians, the political contestant. By that I mean the political parties and the politicians. But is that happening? That is not happening. Nothing is in our hands as such. Apart from the maximum we can do is we can raise issues and we can approach the judiciary. And that they can maybe do something like what they did in the case of affidavits. There was no concept of background information till 2003. I mean, the judgment came in, of course, came in 2000 and then 2002 and 2003. But before that, there was no such scenario. There was no such, process available. But then that happened because we felt it is important. But why it is continuously happening? Why criminals are continuously increasing? Because there is no will at the hands of politicians or political parties, because eventually they are the ones who are giving tickets to such candidates. And
I
voter
think
can do nothing about it.
I completely agree with you. It is not the individual as such, but the political parties are not interested to do good for the
And
country.
then on top of then, the cherry on top is that one, they don't hear, one, they don't care anything about it. Like they don't want to bring these kind of reform because that is going to affect them. So because of their obvious bias. Second, there is no single law or anything to deal with them. Like, for example, if we as taxpayer citizen, we live in a society, we have a fear of law. Because of that, we know what is good and bad. And because of that, we know we are not supposed to do any bad. But when it comes to political party, just think about a scenario. एक ऐसा scenario जिसमें politicians, political parties हैं और उन्हें कहा जाता है, अगर नहीं भी कहा जाता है, ये understood है कि आप कुछ भी कीजिए. You do anything and everything and there are not going to be any consequences. जब किसी चीज का कोई डर ही नहीं है, तो आप कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. जब आपको पता है कि हम करेंगे, हमें ज्यादा से ज्यादा डांट देंगे, फटकार दे देंगे कि यार थोड़ा सा हमारे इंसल्ट कर देंगे. सोशल मीडिया में आजकल सोशल मीडिया का बहुत जमाना है, हर जगह ऐसे बात कर सकते हैं लेकिन कुछ और नहीं कर सकते, तो उन्हें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. सो दिस इज व्हाई इट इज प्राइमरली हैपनिंग.
वेरी वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट। हम लोग कुछ भी करें, एक दुकान खोल ले तो हम लोगों के लिए एक लॉ है, हम लोग
एग्जैक्टली.
एनजीओ खोले तो एक लॉ है ना।
एग्जैक्टली.
एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के लिए कोई भी लॉ नहीं है, और इस कंट्री अभी तक कोई लॉ बनाने के लिए तैयार भी नहीं है।
क्योंकि लॉ उन्हीं से आएगा ना, लॉ मेकर से. आप जुडिशरी के पास जाते हो, बोलते हो ऐसा सिनेरियो है और कुछ नहीं. लॉ तो जुडिशरी नहीं बना सकती लेकिन डायरेक्शन कुछ दे सकती है. हम जुडिशरी के पास जाते हैं, बोलते हैं और कुछ नहीं, तो ब्रिंग पार्टीज अंडर आरटीआई एक्ट. At least they will have a fear that voters can seek direct questions. They can ask them by you, why did you choose B over A or A over B? He had this criminal cases. This guy had no criminal cases. Why did you do that? Parties will have to answer. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो नॉट हैपनिंग. लॉ वो बनाते नहीं है क्योंकि उन्हें इफेक्ट होगा, कोई और तरीके से उनको डील कर नहीं सकते. पेनल्टीज, इंस्ट्रक्शंस, गाइडलाइंस, डांट, फटकार, यू नेम एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग, दैट इज नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प. व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प इज स्ट्रिंजेंट स्ट्रॉन्ग एक्शंस. वो कहां से आएगा? वो लॉ से आएगा. वो कहां से आएगा? इन्हीं लोगों से आएगा. सो दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम.
I would like to know more about the increasing trend of criminalization in Assam. असम का जो अभी बढ़ रहा है, ये एक्सीडेंटल नहीं है, ये एक सिस्टमेटिक है मेरे ख्याल से. If it is not a systematic, then it will not increase like this, in spite of so many attempts from all over the, civil society, then the judiciary. There are some amount of pressure from all sides. And even media also, even if you can say social media or the general media, so they are always raising these issues that there are so many criminals, there's so many criminals. But in spite of that, it is structurally increasing. What special characteristics do you see in the increasing pattern of criminalization in Assam? Okay, year after year, the criminals with people with criminal records are contesting elections in Assam and winning. So, do you see any pattern in Assam?
So, I would broadly say not just in Assam, all over the country. I mean, there is a very systemic, you can say, things that are happening because of which there is this increasing trend of criminality in politics, and there's a deep nexus between muscle and money. Second, the nexus is not just confined to money and muscle, but it extends way beyond, where you will talk about the syndicate, crime syndicates, mafia organizations, then there are, bureaucratic link, then there is judiciary, then there is media, everything is connected. There is a very 1993 Vora Committee report which actually extensively dealt with this issue. And they have done a deep analysis on that, and they found that the mafias are not only, just helping the politicians to win election or whatever. They were actually running a parallel government, and now the scenario is right in front of us where these people are not just confined to helping the politician, they are actually now contesting elections. So basically, every single stakeholder who were supposed to guard the three pillars of this nation, they're basically, with open arms, they are just, inviting these criminals to enter the politics of this country, and that is why this is happening. So I will say it is a responsibility of each and every one of these stakeholders, be it the media, be it the judiciary, be it the lawmakers, be it the political parties, be it the politician. Everyone has to be strictly, strongly held accountable because of this whole chaos that they have made in this electoral or political process of this country.
And I'll just add one more dimension specific to Assam and the northeastern states. Maybe it is true for other states also.
Mm-hmm.
Assam, there was lots of surrendered insurgent people, and there are lots of people changing parties from one party to another party. Especially there is a trend of moving to the ruling party with criminal records.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, their criminal records are being removed. I remember, means there was 321 CRPC.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
in CRPC 321, there is a provision to, government can,
yeah. Withdraw
uh,
case.
withdraw cases from different, criminal record holders.
Right.
And after this, Bharatiya Nagorik Suraksha Sanhita, BNSS,
Yes.
so this has again come into a same form almost in a different section, that is 360. Section
Mm-hmm.
360.
Right.
Now, if you see that the people who have criminal records in the past, the Ulfa guys who have killed my friend, my Guru Sanjay Ghosh, are also coming and joining politics now. And
Mm-hmm.
they have no criminal record now. You know why
Mm-hmm.
there is no criminal record? Because their criminal records are being withdrawn
Yes.
by the ruling government.
Ruling
So,
one.
but don't we have the right to know who all are having this kind of criminal records in the past, even if it is withdrawn? Is
Mm-hmm.
there people have the right to know, right?
Right.
So, how to deal with it?
See, first of all, I'll start by saying that even the best of the laws will fail if they are not implemented properly and with the right mindset. Best of the law, even the Indian Constitution will fail if they are not implemented properly. So the implementation comes from where? They come from the people. They come from the people who are in power. Now, how they are using and abusing the law, that is basically at their hands. So now coming to withdrawal of cases is a big problem in Indian political scenario where cases are withdrawn by parties in power and across the country. Okay, you see the example of UP, you see the example of Punjab. These things are very common. But here I would like to inform, the voters and the citizen through this podium is that recently Supreme Court have given some direction because this was a blatant abuse of power and it was brought before the eyes of the court, and they have given some direction in this case, primarily that you cannot just withdraw case just like that. This privilege, I would say it's a privilege basically. This privilege has to be used cautiously. आपको ध्यान से सोच के इसको यूज करना है। ऐसे नहीं कि गवर्नमेंट ने बोला पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर को कि आप इसके अगेंस्ट केस विड्रॉ कर दीजिए। पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर को भी अपना एप्लीकेशन ऑफ माइंड लगाना है, आपको हाई कोर्ट से परमिशन लेनी है, आपको ये जस्टिफाई करना है कि आप ये केस विड्रॉ कर रहे हो, बट देयर इज अ पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट इन विड्रॉइंग दैट केस, और द केस हैज टू बी विड्रॉन बिकॉज इट्स मैटर ऑफ लाइफ एंड डेथ। दीज आर क्राइटेरिया। और अब जो आप 360 की बीएनएस लॉ की बात कर रहे हो, वो जो उस लॉ में एक नई चीज और इंट्रोड्यूस हुई है विच गिव सम सॉर्ट ऑफ ए रे ऑफ होप, दैट इज कि बिफोर विड्रॉइंग द केस आपको विक्टिम से भी पूछना है, विक्टिम को भी सुनना है। तो यहां पे थोड़ा सा कुछ सुधार देखा जा सकता है। नाउ कमिंग टू कि लोगों के पास हक होना चाहिए कि जो केसेस विड्रॉ हुए उनका जानकारी का। सी एफिडेविट में एक सेट फॉर्मेट है, उसमें आपको पेंडिंग केसेस, कन्विक्टेड केसेस की इंफॉर्मेशन देनी है। पेंडेंट केसेस मींस कॉग्निजेंस टेकन बाय द कोर्ट, चार्जेस फ्रेम्ड, और कन्विक्शन तो जो हो गया। सो नॉट ऑल केसेस दैट आर विड्रॉन विल बी लाइक कंप्लीटली और ऑटोमेटिकली सस्पेंडेड। कुछ केसेस फिर भी रह जाएंगे, वो डिपेंड करता है किस किस्म से केस विड्रॉ हुआ है, क्या उसकी डिटेल्स है, क्या टेक्निकलिटीज है। तो अगर उस कुछ ऐसे सिनेरियो होते हैं कि उनको फिर भी वो इंफॉर्मेशन एफिडेविट में देनी पड़ेगी, तो दैट इज हाउ पीपल कैन स्टिल गेट टू नो। बट द बॉटम लाइन इज, ये वाला जो जो ये लॉ है, और ये जो एक एक अब्यूज ऑफ पावर है या पावर है, इसको बहुत कॉशियसली यूज करने की बात है। यू कैन नॉट यूज इट जस्ट बिकॉज यू वांट टू यूज इट, यू हैव टू यूज इट बिकॉज यू हैव टू जस्टिफाई सर्टन रीजन व्हाई यू आर यूजिंग इट। दैट इज व्हाट आई वुड लाइक टू
No, our concern is that look, the government is doing whatever suits them,
say.
but
Yes,
there should have a policy or there should have a provision that we, the citizen of the country, has the right to know. Means even if they are
yes,
being their cases are withdrawn, what all other cases withdrawn by the government under this section cannot be shown in the affidavit. Can't we
नहीं आप
have?
ये, सो एफिडेविट में देखिए, अगर पूरी तरह से सस्पेंड हो गया है और पूरी तरह से केस ही खत्म हो गया है, तो हो सकता है कि कुछ ऐसे सिनेरियो हो सकते हैं जब फिर वो एफिडेविट में वो केस नहीं आए। लेकिन आपको अगर फिर भी वो केस जानना है, तो आरटीआई तो है आपके पास। इट मे हैपन वर्स्ट ऑफ द वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो, एंड यूजली दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस कि आपकी आरटीआई एक कोर्ट से दूसरे कोर्ट में बस वो घूमती ही जाएगी, इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी कि नहीं मिलेगी, दैट इज अनदर थिंग। बट देन दिस इज अनदर ऑप्शन दैट इज अवेलेबल फॉर द वोटर्स, दैट अगर ये केस की जानकारी नहीं मिल रही है, तो उस रेलिवेंट डिपार्टमेंट, उस कोर्ट में, उस पुलिस स्टेशन में आप आरटीआई फाइल कीजिए। हर जगह आरटीआई फाइल कीजिए, पुलिस स्टेशन में भी लगाइए, कोर्ट में लगाइए, और पूछिए, आपको जिसके भी बारे में पूछना है कि इसके अगेंस्ट कौन कौन से केस विड्रॉ हुए हैं, बाय आरटीआई दे हैव टू गिव द इंफॉर्मेशन।
Yeah.
If it isn't
From
relevant,
RTI, we will be getting the information, but it will not help influencing the
yes,
election. You know
yes, yes.
the kind of information we get through the affidavit, it
Hmm.
actually influences the voters,
Yes,
right?
that I agree.
But RTI, it will help me to find the actual truth, but it will not help the voters. Anyway, next.
General, yeah, yeah.
Another interesting thing is that Shivani, why the political parties, they are aware of it that these people are having criminal records and all. Why repeatedly political parties are feeling more and more the candidates with criminal records? What do
Hmm.
you think? What is the interest of the political parties in that situation?
Because they have to come in power. They have to come in power by hook or by crook, and I'll say it openly, by hook or by crook. They don't care whether they don't want to follow the best of the ways to contest election, or the moral standards of rule of law. All these kind of notions are just on papers for them. They want to come in power. Why? To be in the power, and to be able to load their pockets, so that one, this helps them, this helps them political parties, and then this also helps them after 5 years to again contest election and again come to power. So their main criteria is not public service, it is not public work, it is to come in power, to generate more money in multiple times. So that is primarily reason. Second reason, like we discussed. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, in our democracy, there are various kind of checks and balance and kind of if something is not being able to protect the democracy, the other things
Hmm.
lift the democracy up. So similarly, means we have Supreme Court has. I stopped you earlier. Now let us discuss about it. Supreme Court has earlier given very interesting directions, very strong directions. Mandatory disclosure of criminal cases, publicized in the newspapers, and so in the affidavit, and fast track case involving MPs and MLAs, fast track court.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
what is the kind of impact you would see in Assam of that? Do you have any kind of interesting information that yes, the fast track court has been set up in Assam, and the punishment or the acquittal is being done, or if there is anything of that sort in criminals are being punished on that process. Do you have any idea on that?
See, now first I'll start with the affidavit, the judgment on affidavit. Uh, just give me a second, 1 second. I'll just trying to get some data on Assam. Yeah. So the thing is, now if you'll see, now coming to affidavit, I would say this is the single most, not single most, but at least the most important reform of our time that we got to witness. The background information of the candidate before voting for your candidate. before deciding for your own future and the future of this country and your fellow countrymen, you first get to see at least the ABC of the candidate. This, which was not there earlier. So it kind of asserts voters' right in a democracy and tells them directly and strictly that by look, my role or my job is not just voting once in 5 years and that's about it. It is way beyond than that. And apart from that, it also gave them a right to assert their own guard against their own rights. क्या होता है इससे पहले आप वोटर के पास एक आप सिनेरियो देखिए ना, एक वोटर के पास क्या ऑप्शन क्या है, चॉइस क्या रह जाती है, वो जाता है वोट देता है ना, उसे उसका उसका जो नेता है दिखता है 5 साल तक, और 5 साल बाद दोबारा दिखेगा, उसके बाद कुछ नहीं होता ना, उसे कोई पूछने वाला आता है, हॉस्पिटल नहीं है, रोड खराब है, एजुकेशन सिस्टम खराब है, करप्शन है, क्या है, सफर करता है, वोटर करता है। वो उस चीज को कैसे उसके लिए अपना वॉइस रेस करे, वो कैसे ऑडिट मांगे, आपने जो काम किया है उसको लेके कैसे डायरेक्ट आंसर मांगे, उसके पास ये वोटिंग है, 5 साल में एक बार करता है, लेकिन एटलीस्ट वो वोटिंग ये सोच समझ के कर सकता है, फर्स्ट हैंड इंफॉर्मेशन से कर सकता है। दैट इज वेयर दिस बैकग्राउंड इंफॉर्मेशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट। नाउ कमिंग टू फास्ट ट्रैक ऑफ केसेस, it is yes an important reform, it is definitely an important reform because we have not been able to get other important reforms, you know, all these other important reforms have not been able to culminate into law, rule or policy। इससे इंपॉर्टेंट बहुत सारे रिफॉर्म्स थे, बहुत इजी रिफॉर्म थे, लेस कॉम्प्लिकेटेड रिफॉर्म थे, बिना पैसा खर्च किए रिफॉर्म थे, वो सिंपल, उसके सोल्यूशन हम आगे डिस्कस करेंगे, लेकिन वो ये था कि आप इस इनकी एंट्री पहले ही स्टॉप में बंद कर दीजिए ना। आप एंट्री लाने दे रहे हैं कि हाँ भाई जितने भी क्रिमिनल्स को लाइए लाइए लाइए, एमपीज बनाइए, एमएलए बनाइए, पीएम बनाइए, सीएम बनाइए, जो भी बनाना है बनाइए, लाइए। अरे अरे इनके अगेंस्ट केसेस हैं, चलिए फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट खोल देते हैं। अरे इससे भी कुछ नहीं हो रहा है 1 साल में, चलिए स्पेशल कोर्ट खोल देते हैं। फास्ट ट्रैक के अलावा स्पेशल कोर्ट भी है 12 स्टेट्स में इंडिया में। फास्ट ट्रैक तो एक है, एक स्पेशल कोर्ट है, तो आप फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट भी बनाइए, स्पेशल कोर्ट भी बनाइए। इन सब में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में पैसा लगता है। Whose money is this? This is taxpayers' money. So we are the one who is suffering on account of criminalization, and then on top of that, we are the one who are also paying for these criminals by making fast track courts, special courts, and all that. When this answer is so simple, and ban their entry in the first place. Now coming to again fast track court, चलिए ठीक है बन गया, लेकिन इसका क्या स्टेटस है, कैसे ट्रैक हो रहा है? देयर इज अ स्टेटस रिपोर्ट इन द वेबसाइट ऑफ दिस केसेस, दिस कोर्ट्स, लेकिन दिस फॉर ए ले मैन टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट। अब मैं आसाम में ही आ जाती हूँ। आप आसाम में, और दूसरी हम जब फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट की बात करते हैं, आप एक स्पेशल स्टेटस एमपी एमएलए को देते हो कि भाई उनके केसेस फास्ट ट्रैक हो जाएंगे। नाउ व्हाट अबाउट द अंडर ट्रायल्स? व्हाट अबाउट देयर राइट्स एंड राइट्स? व्हाट अबाउट देयर इक्वालिटी? There are under trials who are behind bars for a decade now. For 20 years, I've done the research on that. So what about their rights? How is that justified? Now coming to Assam में आपको मैं बताऊं, खाली असम में पेंडिंग केसेस कितने हैं? असम में आपको मिलेगा अप्रोक्सीमेटली 5.72 लाख केसेस जो असम में ही पेंडिंग है, और उसमें 54,000 केसेस जो है वो पेंडिंग है 5 साल से, 96,000 केसेस हैं जो पेंडिंग है 10 साल से। तो आप मुझे बताइए ये कैसे जस्टिफाई है कि एक एमपी एमएलए का केस आप 1 साल में लड़ लो और ये केसेस पेंडिंग पड़े, व्हेन द सोल्यूशन इज सो सिंपल। एंड नाउ कमिंग टू द
Stop them at
पब्लिकेशन,
the starting.
yeah,
Drop them at the starting.
exactly. And now coming to the latest judgment, that is publication of criminal cases, which is 2018, 20 and 21 judgments, कि आप publication करो, political parties को बोला गया सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने criminalization तो नहीं कम हो पा रहा है, चलो ये करके देख लेते हैं। That is publication of criminal cases on the website of political parties, social media handles, vernacular newspaper, and then main newspaper. And then you give reasons also on top of that, why you selected this kind of criminal candidate instead of a credible one, or a candidate based on merit. But then nothing happened, right? It is right in front of you. We saw in Bihar, we saw it in other states, we saw in the Lok Sabha election, and we are seeing now in Assam also. So is that helping? I would say all these kind of orders are just healing touches. These are just minuscule things to deal with political parties, but we have seen with political parties you have to take stringent strong actions, otherwise कुछ नहीं हो सकता। ये mere warning इधर उधर, इससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला।
General debate the people have on this line, you know, they consider they are the accused, they are not victims. Okay, so when we talk about the political, criminal record holder, what do we mean by that? do that. If somebody came and file an FIR against me, will I be considered as a criminal record holder?
No, not at all. So in affidavit, Form 26 जिसको हम बोलते हैं, we have to understand not every information about your criminal cases you have to give. It is very, very specific and it is very, very serious at the same time. You don't have to give information about your FIR. अगर आप देते हैं वो आपकी मर्जी है. लेकिन affidavit के हिसाब से the information that you have to give is one, where you are convicted of an offense. Two, where the cases are pending, where cognizance has been taken by court and charges have been framed by court. These are two important steps in a trial जहां पे केस शुरू हो गया होता है. Application of mind by the court is already there, which means there is some sense of the idea that कुछ guilt है. So these kind of things are there. So it's a serious step in trial. So these kind of information you have to give in the in your background information or in affidavit. ऐसे ही कुछ petty वो नहीं है. So we have to be
Right,
clear on
right.
that. Yeah.
So what I have understood that they will have to go across the four steps. So number one is that somebody will have to file an FIR. Number
Yeah.
two, that the police will have to do the initial investigation of it. Number three, that the police will have to find some evidence of it, and it will police will have to file a charge sheet of it. And the
Yes.
fourth step is that once the charge sheet is given to the court, and some senior judge or somebody with the judicial mind will check this charge sheet, and if there is a case, then it will be
Then the
considered
cognizance is taken, and when the
cognizance.
cognizance is taken, when they realize there is some substantial case, then the charges are framed, and that is how trial begins.
It is not that here and there somebody is
हाँ,
going and
right.
ये misinformation बहुत ज्यादा फैलता
ये
है
मिस
यहाँ.
इन्फॉर्मेशन पॉलिटिशियंस का ही क्रिएट किया हुआ है क्योंकि उनको कहीं ना कहीं से दे आर लुकिंग फॉर एन एस्केप पॉइंट. But in
Yes.
democracy, there is only transparency and accountability. There you cannot escape from these two, parameters in a democracy, which are so crucial.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate. Yeah, when the justice delayed, means it is
Yes,
the actual people who need to fight the election or who need to be punished. Who the entire process get delayed, and the people fairly lose the right to actually select the right person, right? So
right.
instead of all these, I I don't understand, in spite of having all these kind of criminal records and all, why people vote for the criminal record holders? Why, in your ADR report, I have seen that the people with criminal records have the higher percentage of chances of winning elections? Why is that? Why people are voting for the criminals?
I would first say, this is a very sad state of affairs. Of course, it is indeed. But before we put any onus on voter, why voters are voting for such kind of, candidates with Titan background, we also need to ask ourselves, but what other option have we left for them? Like, first one, I will say it's not necessary that actually voters are really voting for the criminals. Not all voters are voting for the criminals. Second, do we have we left any option for them? Like, it cannot be that since independence, or let's say since 25 years of when the reforms were actually started coming, or reform was suggested on to decriminalize, Indian political system. It's been 25 years of those reforms which were suggested, and the reforms keep coming. But why has, I mean, it's been so many years have gone by since independence, or since 25 years of those reforms that were suggested, we have not been able to bring even single reform into law. Not even is it that complicated? Not even a single government, past, present, or maybe the future also, I would say. They have none of them were able to bring any law on that. Is it that complicated to say that an MP or an MLA or a lawmaker should not be somebody with such kind of a background? Is it so complicated to say that I will not have a lawmaker who is, accused of rape or murder or robbery? Is it so bad? Is it so complicated, so technical for these lawmakers to understand that? Is it so difficult for them to understand that if a woman is saying that I don't want a lawmaker who is making policy for women rights, but who is himself or accused of rape or women molestation or something like that? So the onus, before putting on voters, we have to understand the scenario. Second, Indian voter, I mean, you have not given them many choice. Then second thing I would say is that they have many things in life to worry about. It's not just what is the background of MPs and MLA. There's so many other things in life. They will say, they will reject, 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 but nothing is happening on ground. And then now coming to background information also, India is a diverse country. Not every people have, every person will have same kind of, privilege, same kind of opportunity, same kind of education, same kind of that awareness that we are talking about. People must be aware about the background information, but in far-flung areas and all these kind of things, they may not be aware also at the same time. So all these, voting in India is also based on caste, color, creed kind of things. So we have to keep all these things these factors in mind. And then there is a issue of freebies also. We may say voter को भाई आप क्यों लेते हो freebies, आप क्यों साड़ी या लिकर या पैसे के उसमें अपना वोट बेचते हो, लेकिन उसके पास ऑप्शन क्या है? उसको रात का, सुबह से लेके रात के खाने तक का उसको गारंटी नहीं है कि अभी खाया तो रात को बच्चों को खाना खिला पाएगा कि नहीं। जब उसके पास ये प्रिविलेज नहीं है, ये अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं है, जब हमने दिया नहीं, 5 साल हमें कम पड़ जाते हैं ये पॉलिसीज लाने में, हॉस्पिटल बनाने में, रोड ठीक करने में, पैसा मतलब आप उनको उनका हक मिले, उनको राशन ठीक से मिले, हॉस्पिटल्स बने, स्कूल बने, रोड ठीक रहे, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ठीक रहे, लोगों के छत 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 उनके सर पे ना गिरे। हमें 5 साल कम पड़ते हैं, लेकिन जैसे ही इलेक्शन आता है तो हम 40 दिन, 50, एक दिन, एक महीना पहले ये सब दिन बांटना शुरू कर देते हैं। So before we put any onus on voters, let's also take note of all this situation that is right in front of us.
Agreed. Understood. Yes, it's a very difficult thing. Means the perhaps the criminal record किसके पास अपराध की कोई ये रिकॉर्ड है वो সেকেন্ডারি হৈ যাতা है बहुत পিছত সেইটো কথা চিন্তা কৰিব লগা হয়। এতিয়া নেক্সট কুৱেশ্যনটো হৈছে আপোনালোকৰ in your assessment you have shown that ADR has found a very deep linkage between criminal record and crorepati.
Right.
So the criminal record holders are by and large crorepati. Why? What is that? Means money, muscle, and crime. What kind of nexus is this, and how this nexus is visible in Assam election?
See, like we discussed, money and muscle are necessary factors for political contestants. Money to be able to spend endlessly, limitlessly to gain votes, and then eventually to win back multiple times once in power, and then muscle to be able to remain in power. Like you said, 2016 Assam Assembly election में there were only 14 MLAs with declared criminal cases. उसके बाद 21 इलेक्शन में that number increased to 34 MLAs, which is 27%. So which is quite a increase in number. Now if we talk about crorepati candidates, now 72 MLAs, that is 57% were crorepatis during the 2016 Assam elections. Then during the 2021 Assam Assembly election, this number increased to 85 MLAs, which is 67%. So now we have spoken about it, we have discussed about it. This whole deadly combination of money and muscle to be in power, to be able to remain, first to come to power and then to be able to remain in power. These are the only two criteria I would say.
True, true, true. And see, though you have mentioned that it is very difficult for everybody to have access the information about the criminal records and the wealth records and all these things about that we have collected through affidavits. But at the same time, if somebody wants to have information, some your Mineta website, or if somebody wants to know about the C7 form report
Mhm.
and all. So you ADR is working on that. Can you please give me a brief, enlightenment on the Mineta website and the C7 form to us?
The MyNeta, so a voter can go to myneta.info website, that is ADR's website, where you can get the background details of all the contesting candidates and be an informed voter. MyNeta is basically an open data repository, platform run by ADR, and it aims to empower the voters. And you'll just go click on the neta that you are looking for, the background information of that neta. Just write that neta's name, and you'll get the whole chit of that neta. So this is how my neta will help you in knowing the background information before you make a choice, make a decision. So this is going to help you for making an informed opinion during voting and otherwise as well. Now coming to C7, ADR does analysis of the C7 report. Now what is C7 report? It is a report that is made by, it is basically a form filled by political parties where they have to give the whole information of the candidates they have selected, their criminal cases against them, what kind of cases are there, whole details of those cases, charges framed, case number, all these kind of police, the court's name, all these kind of details they have to give. Then they have to also give reasons that why you chose this criminal candidate instead of a honest one. They have to give, and the reasons cannot be just ऐसे ही normal बसे बना के formality कर दिया और reason दे दिया. No, they have to be substantial, sound reasons. They have to, the reasons have to justify their decision that they took to choose those kind of candidates with criminal background. So ये ADR भी इसका analysis करता है. We also make reports after
So
election.
sorry to interrupt you. So C7 form will have to be submitted by the political parties,
Yes,
right?
yes.
It
They
is
and
not
they
by the
have to
candidate.
publish. They have to publish that in on their website, political
Mhm.
parties' official website, their social media handles like Facebook and Twitter, and all these kind of, and then they have to publish that information in one local newspaper, one national newspaper, and TV, all these play within 72 hours of the selection of the candidate. They have to do all of that, and ECI has to keep a close eye on all these political parties whether they are doing it or not. If they don't do it, they have to bring it to the notice of Supreme Court. Now whether ECI is doing it or not, or what is happening on that level, that there is a complete black box around that information. But this is what the Supreme Court had said, and this is what parties are supposed to do as far as C7 report is concerned.
Okay, okay. Um, so my final question here is now, I have taken lots of time of yours, Shivani. Thank you very much. Do you believe that the criminalization of politics in Assam will be reversed? I have
So,
not
hmm.
seen that I have, phenomenally, it is increasing every year by year. Do you see any hope that it can reverse?
See, like we said earlier also, the best of laws will fail if they are not implemented with men who are men of character, credibility, integrity. Now, coming to your question, functioning of political parties, political class can only be regulated by adopting stringent, strict measures. Mere warnings will not help. And there is no dearth of solution. What is required is the courage and will to do the same. So we have to be, first of all, there has to be a common consensus between the voters, citizens, and the political contestant. That is, only honest, fair, credible, capable men of character candidates should enter the political, the process. Now, if this is not going to change, if there is no will at the hands of the lawmakers, because eventually reform has to come from them, either them or the judiciary. We can only raise our voices, we can only flag the issues, but then ultimate implementation has to come from them. So that they have to realize. Now, in this whole scenario, how do we decriminalize in the Indian political system? There are some answers, and the answers are: first, don't wait for the conviction. Disqualify candidates against whom charges have been framed by the court for offenses, mentioned where they are liable to be disqualified. I'm not saying about petty offenses. I'm not saying about कि भाई आपको धरना देने गए, आप पे केस डाल दिया, अब आपने जब इलेक्शन कंटेस्ट करने गए आपको डिस्क्वालीफाई नहीं. I am talking why first disqualification at the stage of charges frame, because जैसे हमने पहले डिस्कस किया, कोर्ट ने एप्लीकेशन ऑफ माइंड लगा दिया है, प्रॉपर इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो चुका है कि चार्जेस रेज किए हैं, कुछ सोच के चार्जेस लगाए गए हैं, और अब ट्रायल शुरू हो गया है. भाई ट्रायल तो सालों साल चलते हैं, और एक पॉलिटिशियन के लिए ट्रायल को लटकाए रखना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. उसके पास उसके पास पैसा भी है और उसके पास पावर भी है. उसको धमकाने
Connections.
डराने के सब कुछ तरीके हैं उसके पास. तो केस तो लटका रहेगा, तो वो कभी कन्विक्ट होगा नहीं, तो इसका मतलब वो हमारा नेता बना रहे. इसी चीज को वो करने के लिए मैं कहती हूं कि जब चार्जेस फ्रेम होते हैं सीरियस केसेस में, मैं कौन से केसेस की बात कर रही हूँ? रेप, मर्डर, डिकॉइटी, करप्शन. मैं इस केसेस की बात कर रही हूँ. अगर यहाँ चार्ज फ्रेम हो गया, डिस्क्वालीफाई. आप इलेक्शन कंटेस्ट करें, इतना सेक्रीफाइस अगर आप एक सोशल वर्क करने जा रहे हो, अपने आप को नेता बोलते हो, अपने आप को सोशल वर्कर बोलते हो, पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज अपने आप को एनजीओ बोलती हैं, तो इतना सेक्रीफाइस आपको करना पड़ेगा। तो पहला सोल्यूशन तो आपको यही मिल गया, आधे से ज्यादा क्रिमिनलिटी तो यही खत्म हो जाएगी। दूसरा, जो हीनेस को ऑफेंसेस होते हैं, अगर आप किसी चीज में कन्विक्ट जिसमें हो चुके हो, आपने कन्विक्शन भी हो गया, सजा भी खा लिया, सब कुछ हो गया, उसमें परमानेंट डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन अगेन फॉर वेरी हीनियस ऑफेंसेस। रेप मर्डर वाली केसेस की बात कर रही हूं। अब कैसे हो सकता है कि भाई मेरे पे रेप का केस लगा, मैंने जेल गया, मैंने सजा भी काट ली, अब मैं इलेक्शन लड़ रहा हूं और मैं एक वुमेन डिपार्टमेंट को हैंडल कर रहा हूं, चाइल्ड राइट्स पे बात कर रहा हूं, खुद रेप करके, खुद मर्डर करके। तो परमानेंट डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन फॉर दिस काइंड ऑफ हीनियस ऑफेंसेस वेयर दे आर कन्विक्टेड। दूसरा ऑप्शन मैं आपको देती हूं कि पार्टीज को टाइट करने की जरूरत है। एक कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव, देयर शुड बी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव लॉ डीलिंग विद फंक्शनिंग रेगुलेशन, मॉनिटरिंग ऑफ पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज। ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? वी हैव लॉ फॉर स्कूल, टेम्पल्स, कॉलेजेस, हॉस्पिटल, हर चीज के लिए लॉ है। एनजीओ फंक्शन करती है, उनके लिए लॉ है। इतने सारे डूज एंड डोंट्स है। पॉलिटिकल पार्टी इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन इन ए डेमोक्रेसी, क्योंकि इनके यहां से लोग निकलते हैं। यही लोग हमारे लिए हमारा देश चलाएंगे, हमारी डेस्टिनी डिसाइड करेंगे। तो देयर हैज टू बी अ लॉ ना डीलिंग विद देम। डूज होने चाहिए, डोंट्स होने चाहिए, नहीं करोगे तो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेज होने चाहिए। ऑफिस बेयरर्स को अकाउंटेबल होल्ड करो। अभी तो कुछ लॉ फ्लोट करते हैं, कोई रेगुलेशन गाइडलाइन नहीं मानते, तो जाओ कहां, करो क्या? यू कैन नॉट इवन डी रजिस्टर ए पोलिटिकल पार्टी। डी रिकॉग्नाइज कर सकते हैं, पर कितना करते हैं? तो उनके एक टैक्स एग्जेम्पशन कैंसिल करने का भी प्रोविजन होता है पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज को, अगर वो अपना जो अकाउंट है टाइम पे नहीं देते हैं, अपने फंडिंग रिपोर्ट टाइम पे नहीं देते हैं। पर कितनी बार हुआ है उनका टैक्स एग्जेम्पशन कैंसिल? कभी हुआ? आज तक नहीं हुआ। ये हमारा सिनेरियो है। सो पार्टीज को टाइट करने की भी बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है। और जो मैं सबसे और लास्ट एक चीज है, वो है नोटा। दो आई डोंट फील नोटा इज पावरलेस और टूथलेस, still nota is very strong because it still sends a strong message to the politicians and political parties. If a person types on nota or press the button of nota, at least आप एक message भेज रहे हो, I am rejecting these kind of candidates. And nota has a very strong power. We have seen in Haryana and Maharashtra, जब नोटा जीता था तो जितने भी कैंडिडेट जो नोटा से हारे थे उनको कंटेस्ट करने का ही अलाउड नहीं था, फ्रेश इलेक्शन हुए थे। तो ऐसा नोटा की पावर है। लेकिन फिर भी अभी भी बहुत सारे मैक्सिमम लोगों को लगता है भाई नोटा बटन दबा के भी दूसरा कैंडिडेट है वो जीत जाता है तो हमारा वोट तो वेस्ट हो गया, इट्स सेम लाइक नॉट गोइंग फॉर वोटिंग। सो अगर ऐसा लोग फील करते हैं तो नोटा को और पावरफुल बना दीजिए, एक लॉ बना दीजिए, एक डायरेक्शन, एक गाइडलाइन सुप्रीम कोर्ट दे दे, या फिर एक लॉ मेकिंग विंग बना दे और बोल दे कि अगर नोटा जीतता है तो फ्रेश इलेक्शन होंगे एंड ऑल दोस कैंडिडेट्स हु हैव लॉस्ट टू नोटा दे विल नॉट बी अलाउड टू कंटेस्ट। So there is no dearth of solution. The problem is implementation, and the problem is whether you have the will to do so or courage to do so. करना चाहते हैं कि नहीं करना चाहते हैं, ये सवाल है, और आंसर हमारे पास है कि वो नहीं करना चाहते। तो कौन करेगा? हम इश्यूज उठा सकते हैं, रेस कर सकते हैं और इस पे काम कर सकते हैं।
Thank you very much, Shivani. Thank you so much for coming and giving us time. Actually, you are strengthening our Assam election watch initiatives by participating in this program. And thank you very much, audience. Actually, it is a very, very, unfortunate and situation. The unfortunate situation is that the criminalization is gradually increasing in the politics, and our democracy is becoming the victim of that criminalization. And in this situation, we have also a good news. The good news is it is reversible. If people decides to go against it, if people love their democracy, and if people decides that enough is enough, we don't want any criminals in the political scenario. Because in this trend, if we go out of 126 MLAs in Assam, maybe in 30 years time, our out of 126 126 MLAs will be with the criminal records. If
Hmm.
this trend continues in 30
Yeah.
years down the line, my children will be only voting options will be for the criminals only. So
Yeah.
I wish people of the country, people of the state realizes that and rejects the people with the criminal records. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.